President Donald Trump orders another major shakeup, and Democrats are furious. How can he keep changing the country and winning so much? I'm sure Democrats are really starting to hate how much he's won in just 1 week. Let's go ahead and jump into the news as well as these new orders coming out of Washington, D.C. It's official. President Trump has done more good in 1 week than former President Biden his entire term. After signing off on all the things he's been promising, Trump's next major move has been to provide North Carolina with aid, something the Biden administration and FEMA failed to do properly. In his announcement, President Trump bashed the Biden administration for taking so long to give North Carolina the proper help they needed. Trump stated, "We have a lot of things in mind, and we're getting the Army Corps of Engineers all set. You need your riverbanks fixed. You need a lot of roads fixed. We're going to get it done in rapid time. And I've asked Susie Wiles and all of my people to start calling up. Get the Corps ready, and they're going to get ready to go. I don't know what it is. I don't know what took so long for the other administration. We're going to get you the resources you need and the support that you deserve, and we'll be at your side through every step of rebuilding. No American is going to be left behind." Wow, what a difference in leadership. We don't have any money to help our own people. Here's more money to Ukraine. Trump is like, get on the phone right now. I want the army. I want the military. I want engineers. We are fixing North Carolina. Now, while on the topic of FEMA, President Trump suggested he's considering completely revamping FEMA and even eliminating it. The president said, "I think, frankly, FEMA is no good. I think when you have a problem like this, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican governor, you want to use your state to fix it and not waste time calling FEMA. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away and that we pay directly. We pay a percentage to every state." Now, this is an extremely sad situation. It's amazing how much help we can provide to our own citizens instead of just constantly handing billions of dollars over to other countries. Under the Biden administration, America was far from first. In fact, Biden was an America last president. Trump seems to want to help America and the systems that can help Americans the best and most efficient way possible. Now, let me know over in the comments, do you like the idea of FEMA and the money being spent on the local level, that governors and cities would have access to fixing their own problems instead of always depending on the federal government? I say God bless Trump, and that this is exactly what should happen. He wants to return education to the states, FEMA to the states, abortion rules to the states. He believes we should have 50 little Americas, right? Not one federal government run by one party for 4 years and another party another 4 years. It should be about American leadership taking care of the American people, not the federal government taking care of foreign countries. Now, thankfully, not all Democrats are far left and anti-Trump. While appearing on The View, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania surprised many by standing up to the hosts and praising President Trump for keeping his campaign promises. He stated, "He's been doing essentially what he actually campaigned on. There's things I'm going to agree with and things I'm not going to agree with, but I'm in the business of finding wins for Pennsylvania and for the nation and engaging the president." Now, as you can imagine, the ladies over on The View were not happy. They wanted this dude to come on and bash Donald Trump. Instead, he says right to their face, "Listen, America's winning. Pennsylvania's winning. Why would I oppose what President Trump wants to do?" So I'm sure they regret having Senator John Fetterman on the show. Fetterman also argued that the federal fraud cases against President Trump in New York were politically driven. Sonny Hostin quickly challenged him, asking, Just for clarification, do you mean the 34-count case in which Donald Trump was found guilty of various crimes? You're saying that was politically motivated here in New York? To which Fetterman said, yep, they were politically motivated. Wow. Now, Senator Fetterman is actually becoming more and more of a Donald Trump fan. The View thought they were going to get good content and clips and sound bites of the senator bashing on Trump. Instead, there are all these sound bites floating in the internet, making these ladies look like the idiots that they are. Now, in regards to recent wildfire in California, Governor Gavin Newsom has finally stepped up to help the residents affected by these horrible wildfires. Last week, he signed 2 bills that would set aside $2.5 billion for wildfire cleanup and recovery. I have to imagine California would have spent less than $2.5 billion just putting water in the 117 million gallon reservoir, but what do I know? Now, included in this emergency response money was the $50 million for lawyers to fight President Trump and the federal government. Gavin Newsom stated, this money will be made available immediately. We want to get these dollars out in real time, so there's no anxiety or stress associated with it. Now, California Senator Aisha Wehab defended Newsom's decision to provide funds to the state's legal team by stating, this budget move is largely to protect our most vulnerable communities across the board. Whether we're talking about immigration or defending rights or victims, this is the right move. So I guess now it's better than never to go ahead and throw in $50 million to fight Donald Trump and Washington, D.C. Republicans. But what do I know? Again, like I hate this. This is called a poison pill, right? So this would have been rejected probably on its face. $50 million to fight President Trump, who just made a special appearance and wasn't horrible to Gavin Newsom, wasn't horrible to Karen Bass. Yes, he pushed back and said, you guys should be using your executive authority to help Americans and Californians right now. Get to it. But instead, as soon as he leaves, they're like, okay, we'll go ahead and help the people with their entire lives wrecked, but only if we can have $50 million to fight President Trump. Unbelievable. All right, now listen to this. A new IG report from Washington, D.C. found that 90% of IRS audits under the Biden administration were on Americans making less than $400,000 per year. Now, remember when he told you he needed 87,000 new IRS agents and $80 billion so that he could hold billionaires accountable for not paying their fair share. But now the truth has come out. 90% of audits were on people that make $400,000 a year. And remember when he said, if you don't make $400,000 a year, you're not going to pay a dime more in taxes. That was also a lie. Because guess what? Everybody that the IRS audits ends up paying more money to the IRS. They squeeze it like blood from a rock. That's exactly what they've done. Joe Biden, Lion Biden, is a piece of crap president. He literally lied right to our faces. I need $80 billion and 87,000 new agents in order to hold billionaires accountable. And then what happens? 90% of the time, they come after people like you. You watching me right now. You are the target of the Biden IRS. So messed up. Hey, let me know over in the comments. Did any of you guys get audited by President Biden's IRS? I know I was sent multiple letters saying, you owe more money, you owe more money, you owe more money. Unbelievable. All right, now I want you to pay attention to this, not just because it's a sponsor, but I'm working with this sponsor because I believe it can help heal you from COVID and the last couple of years. So let me go ahead and play this on the screen while I tell you guys about this. All right, now the countdown is on before the new administration exposes what Biden did during the pandemic. Most know that a large sum of people's health was negatively impacted. Now, there was a large global conspiracy to coerce us into taking medicine we didn't want because of a virus from Dr. Fauci. Whether severe side effects or long COVID, check out this natural solution formulated by Dr. Peter McCullough in collaboration with the wellness company. Dr. Peter McCullough is the most published doctor in America. Now, they've just leveled up their original detox formula and they've lowered the price. And I want to introduce you guys to the 3-in-1 Ultimate Spike Protein Detox, conveniently consolidated into one capsule. It has 4 times as much nattokinase, 500 milligrams of bromelain, and 500 milligrams of turmeric root extract. Now, nattokinase is an enzyme researched for its anti-clotting effects, and it helps to break down or dissolve the spike protein in your body. Combine that with bromelain and curcumin, it provides a potent blend of detoxification on a cellular level. Crafted with 100% natural ingredients, the Ultimate Spike Detox is backed by research offering effective support for your cell's natural repair and recovery. Experience the only formula approved and used by Dr. Peter McCullough. He is risking everything to bring this information to you. Now, down below, I want you to go to twc.health/amazing. Use code AMAZING to get 10% off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/amazing. Get 10% off plus free shipping. You guys, my own doctor, when I was dealing with the spike replication in my internal organs, recommended this product. It's the reason that I have decided to partner with them. Go check it out down below. It's a 3-in-1 blend and it's 10% off. Plus they lowered the price plus free shipping. All right, now President Trump has announced new sweeping executive orders. Let's go ahead and listen to him right now. These are really, really powerful.
In a little while, I'll be signing 4 new executive orders. First is that I'm directing our new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's going to be great, by the way. Thank you for the support. Thank you very much for the support. You really did support him greatly. I think he's going to be fantastic. I know him very well. I think he's going to be fantastic. He's what we need to immediately begin the construction of a state-of-the-art Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will be able to protect Americans. You know, we protect other countries, but we don't protect ourselves. And when Ronald Reagan wanted to do it many years ago, luckily we didn't. We didn't have the technology then. It was a concept, but we didn't. And now we have phenomenal technology. You see that with Israel. We're out of 319 rockets. They knocked down just about every one of them. So I think the United States is entitled to that. And everything will be made right here in the USA, 100%. And next, to ensure that we have the most lethal fighting force in the world, we will get transgender ideology the hell out of our military. It's going to be gone. In addition, we will stop our service members from being indoctrinated with radical left ideologies such as critical race theory. We're going to stop it. It's already been stopped. It's already been halted, totally halted. And finally, we will offer full reinstatement to any service member who was expelled from the armed forces due to the COVID vaccine mandate. And we will restore them to their former rank with full pay.
All right, so transgenders, no more surgeries at taxpayer expense. You're not going to be part of the fighting club, Iron Dome missile, and anybody that was kicked out because of Biden's stupid vaccine mandate, trying to force this stupid miracle shot on members of the military. When they said no, they told them, get the hell out of the military. These are people with decades of experience, fighting experience, technology, satellite experience, radar experience, all walks of life and experience. They were just kicked out. And Trump is saying, not only are you coming back, but we're going to pay you all of the money that was stolen from you by President Biden. And you're going to come back in. And if necessary, we will reinstall you at the very levels that you were at. I mean, this is really, really incredible. Now, this Iron Dome is not going to be cheap, but I believe they'll end up putting it somewhere around Washington, D.C., and I believe it will be necessary. But what do you guys think about these new executive orders that President Trump plans to sign? And while you answer that, let me give you guys a recap of the Trump cabinet confirmations so far. On the 14th, we got Pete Hegseth, Doug Burgum, and Doug Collins. Then we got Marco Rubio, Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, John Ratcliffe, Chris Wright, Russ Vought, and Sean Duffy. Then we got Scott Bessent, Lee Zeldin, and Scott Turner. Now, just a reminder, these people that President Trump has hand-selected, they could literally cure cancer while feeding the homeless and giving $100 bills away to people in need, and Democrats would still find a reason not to vote for any of the people that Trump wants, simply because it's the person Trump feels will do a good job for the nation. This is why it's so important that Republican members of the Senate confirm every single person President Trump wants. He won the popular election. He won the Electoral College. Give President Trump the cabinet he wants and the cabinet he deserves. So hopefully he does. Now, they're going to get a lot in there, but they're blocking Tulsi Gabbard. They're blocking Kash Patel. They don't even want them going before Congress. That's how terrified they are of those two picks. Pretty amazing. All right, now, as technology advances, President Trump has announced plans to work closely in the AI development field. According to the Associated Press, he signed an executive order to support creating AI systems that will be free of bias and social agendas. This is huge. When ChatGPT first came out and Google's program first came out, I would write things about President Trump because I'm a pro-Trump channel, and it would literally tell me, we can't do this, or we can't help you at this time. It was completely biased. Now, the Trump administration stated that Biden's executive order established unnecessarily burdensome requirements for companies developing and deploying AI that would stifle private sector innovation and threaten American technological leadership. Now, President Trump has $500 billion committed. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs, and he wants it to be unbiased, and he doesn't want a political or social agenda built into the network. Under Trump's directive, AI should promote human flourishing, economic competitiveness, and U.S. national security. This move is great because Breitbart News previously reported on a study highlighting left-leaning bias in some of the most popular AI systems. The report stated the study, published in academic journal PLOS ONE, involved testing 24 of the biggest large language models like ChatGPT and Google's Gemini, using 11 standard political questionnaires such as the Political Compass test. The results showed that almost every one of these large language models was far left-leaning, meaning if you went to ChatGPT or you ran a search with Google's Gemini, it would come out with left-leaning fantasy, woke ideology, anti-Trump bigotry, on and on and on. So going forward, we really do need to have a system in place that's unbiased. Just like Twitter has brought us unbiased news, these ChatGPT, large language learning models, they need to be free of bias. Now, after facing major criticism and challenges, Pete Hegseth has officially taken the role of Secretary of Defense under President Trump. His appointment was secured by a narrow 51-50 Senate vote, with Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote. With today being the first full day in office, Hegseth has pledged to swiftly implement President Trump's military executive orders. Hegseth stated, "Today, there are more executive orders coming that we fully support. Removing DEI inside the Pentagon, reinstating troops who were pushed out because of COVID mandates, the Iron Dome of America. All of this will be happening quickly. And as the Secretary of Defense, it's an honor to salute smartly, as I did as a junior officer and now as Secretary of Defense, to ensure these orders are complied with rapidly and quickly." Now, I'm so glad to see everything worked out for Pete Hegseth. President Trump is confident that he will do a good job. Democrats and rhinos in DC, they were all against Hegseth. Why? Because they've all been bought off by the military-industrial complex. These are the people that grease the pockets of members of Congress. They were the ones fighting most against Pete Hegseth. Moreover, with Pete Hegseth now in position, Trump is preparing to sign even more executive orders. As I mentioned before, he wants an Iron Dome over the United States of America, likely the different corners of America with a focus on Washington, D.C. Now, will they be able to intercept with 90% effectiveness? I don't know. America is a lot bigger than Israel, but these weapon systems are incredible. However, they can be very expensive. If the United States was to be attacked all at once, like Israel has been in the past, we're talking about a program that could cost $100 million a day to defend the United States of America. So somebody is gonna have to really be prepared to attack us. Now, Acting Attorney General James McHenry has dismissed more than a dozen Department of Justice officials who were part of former Special Counsel Jack Smith's team. These officials were instrumental in the prosecution and persecution of President Donald Trump. The termination stems from McHenry's belief that these individuals cannot be trusted to support President Trump's agenda. After all, they were full-time doing everything they could to weaponize the government against presidential candidate Donald J. Trump. The firing has sparked controversy as Democrats now say that President Trump is building a biased Department of Justice to go after political enemies. But in reality, all they're doing is cleaning out the very people that were used and weaponized against President Trump. All right, now I want to tell you guys a story from this weekend. Once upon a time in 2025, President Trump decided to play a game of hot potato with illegal immigrants and the country of Colombia. Colombian President Gustavo Petro said, "No way, Jose, you cannot bring 4 airplanes full of illegal immigrants back. We will not accept them." President Trump, not wanting to be outdone, threw a tantrum on the golf course and slapped Colombia with a 25% tariff, promising to crank it up to 50% by the end of the week. Well, President Petro decided maybe it's not worth fighting President Trump, and so he decided to withdraw almost immediately, like within an hour. Petro realized that going up against the United States of America was a bad idea because America makes up 25% of all of the outgoing goods from the country of Colombia, while they only take in about 1% of our goods. So they were disproportionately disadvantaged when it came to fighting America. Now, this whole thing played out like a soap opera or reality TV, but essentially Trump said, "You're fired." The guy begged for his job back. And now, in all seriousness, leaders in Latin America have called for an emergency meeting to decide how are we going to go up against America and President Donald J. Trump. They literally don't know what to do with a president and a leader that does what he says and puts America first. They thought that they could turn those planes around, and President Trump said, you take back your illegals or else we will make your life a living hell. Now, every country, according to President Trump, will take back their illegals. And if they don't, they'll be dropped off or they'll be sent somewhere else. Now, the country of El Salvador has said, after doing everything you can, if these countries still won't take back their illegals, we will take them in El Salvador and we will process them and vet them. And then if necessary, we will kick them out. So basically, El Salvador is looking for brownie points with America and with President Trump. They want to become bigger and better trade partners, which I think is really, really cool. But how about that? Central and South America are like, we need to have an emergency meeting because we literally don't know what to do with President Donald J. Trump. This is exactly what you want for deterrence. You want to walk with a big stick, be willing to use a big stick, and be completely catching people off guard, right? Like they don't know what to make of all of it. Someone said, what's going on? A dozen eggs cost $9. I know, I was just at the grocery store. They said $6.68 for the first dozen, $8.89 for the second dozen. I think it's because they're killing all those chickens with this bird flu scam. I don't know, man. I swear that they are trying to destroy food here in America to make life unbearable. All right, now, in other news, the plan to put a 25% tariff on Canada remains in place. President Trump does not feel that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has done all he can to meet his demands. Therefore, he says the tariffs on Canada will remain in place. And now you have Justin Trudeau scrambling to figure out exactly what Trump wants. He wants the border safe, he doesn't want illegals, and he wants you to quit ripping America off. It's that simple. President Trump already stood up to the World Economic Forum. He has already made it clear to the world, stop screwing over America, and you're welcome to do business here. In fact, just last week, he said, come to America, build your factories, build your products, build your goods, and we'll make it really great and affordable. If not, you're going to have to pay to play with the largest economy in the world, the most spending economy in the world. Oh my gosh. Someone said 5 dozen eggs are $32. Wow. I guess I need to buy some chickens from IFA, right? Wow. Unbelievable. All right, let me know over in the comments, what do you guys think about Trump's latest moves? Is America being put first? It sure seems like it. All right. In my final news, Vladimir Putin of Russia says he is very interested in speaking with President Trump on how they can end the war in Ukraine. Actually, before I leave, let me know, how much are eggs where you live? They were $7 a dozen here in Utah. I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to go through some of these super chats. Go get some Beto's tacos. You got it. Híjole, my friend. I will definitely get some tacos. Thank you for that. Trump has done more in 1 week than Biden has done over the course of his entire career. Amen. Oh my gosh. You are too right, Laura. I love it. Republicans and Democrats will fight on and on, but Jesus Christ loves you all. You can't trust people, but you can completely trust your soul to Jesus. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you, Jesus Christ. Amen. I love that. Thank you so much. David Blakely buying me tacos. Thank you so much. I really do go eat tacos, and I think about you guys. I love you guys so much. All right, $5.50, $5.89, $13.99, $5.66. $7.89, $7.89, $3. Wow. You guys must be near a chicken farm or something. $5, $7.50, $6. Wow. $36 for a 60 count. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Do you guys feel like maybe they're sabotaging food in order to make it more expensive? I don't know. It's crazy. You know, things are bad when you got to put eggs on a credit card just to feed your family. Unbelievable. All right, there's over 10,000 of you on right now. If you could, please give this video a like because it tells YouTube and Rumble to share it. So if you love the channel, that's the best way to say thank you, is just drop a like and share this with family and friends. All right, you guys, stay amazing. I've got some incredible interviews to share with you guys tomorrow. Big names coming on. I'm excited to do that. I love you guys. Stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.